We're back once again, only on After Hours on the After Hours YouTube channel. Now, joining me here once again, we are very blessed to have one of the hardest working ladies in the adult entertainment industry. She is all over the place. She is shooting for herself, for OnlyFans, Score, and she'll be invading Chicago in the end of April. We're looking forward to it. I give you once again, all the way from parts unknown right now. She's probably traveling some exotic place. I give
Las
you Krystal
Vegas.
Davis. Krystal, so let's start off here with first. Let's start off the score thing. Night, congrats on the layout. How
Thank
much do you
you.
enjoy that when the bigger companies are, basically going, okay, you know what, we don't care, about age. We just want to shoot with you, and they actually, make it so, like, okay, you look good. You show up, you have a
Yes.
makeup artist and all that, and it feels like being pampered.
Yes. Well, it's actually a delight to be with SCORE. We've been trying to do this since 2020, and then COVID happened. So we kind of had to postpone. But it was a different experience compared to the other experiences I've had with other companies. The makeup artist actually, from the beginning to end, stayed. Anytime we cut or anytime we took a break, she always did a touch up. She helped pick out my outfits and all that stuff. She was awesome. Her name is Daisy, by the way. But my whole entire experience with SCORE was great. We shot for one day. It was one solo and one with a partner. It was Brick Danger, and then they called me back for another day, which just made me so excited that they wanted me back right away. So I had to extend my trip there in Miami, but it was great. The producer was fun. He was awesome. Everything went smoothly. It was quick, and I just had fun for all of the scenes that I did for them. So it was a great experience.
I always wondered, does it get time consuming when, as you said, you're doing the touch ups and all that? So, because you want to have everything go, we're moving, all of a sudden, oh, so stop, take a break, and you do a touch up. You got, they
Yes.
got to put you in position. They got to, bend the back this way, or move your
Yeah.
arm that way. It's like, buddy, look, I'm tired. I need a coffee, maybe some little whiskey here, and a Valium. My back is killing me. Just keep moving here. I don't care. Just move it along. Move it along.
Yeah, I think we don't really do long cuts. It's just maybe because we have to change positions or we have to do different angles. But the whole scene was like very done smoothly. We transitioned very well from one angle to another and all that stuff. I think the cuts that we just did is from one scene to another or one photo shoot to another, which is we get spoiled normally when we get done first thing. We get our makeup and all, and that's done for the day. Normally the makeup artist doesn't stay. This with SCORE, she stayed and she took care of all the touch up. I don't have to make sure I look good. She just makes sure she did her thing. So I was spoiled.
So on top of that, now you go on to Exotica Chicago, and as you were
Mhm.
talking off there, you enjoy the fact you get to meet the fans and all that. How should they behave? Because everybody always asks, well, how do we behave? What do we do? Can we grab them here? Can we give a hug? No lip locks, I'm guessing. No, hey, finger in the pinky, the pinky in the butthole, going, hey, 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 hey. So how should somebody just approach you when, you're still a lady? It's not like,
Yeah.
you're just this squeeze a little toy that go, ooh, squeak, 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 and make a noise. Like, how should somebody approach you at Exotica?
Well, first of all, I've had fans who are so nervous meeting me that they can't even speak to me. And I'm just saying, just relax. I'm just a normal person. I'm just me. I may be your favorite porn star, but I'm also just a person. So just say hi, just chill, relax. I'll respond to you if you have any questions. With the touching and all, of course, in anything, consent is important. So if some of them wants to take a picture with their hand on my boobs, you know, politely ask, may I? And I would say, yeah, sure, or whatever, if I feel comfortable with you. But consent is always so important. Just ask before you do anything so that you don't get in trouble, because I might get in trouble too.
So, what are the rules for you at Exotic? I mean, because I've seen some women video just dressed up nice and professional. Some wear what you're wearing right now. Others, it's like, oh, let's see if we can wear nipples. Can we
Yeah.
show this? Like, how much rules do you have? Go from state to state in terms of like what you can do.
I'm pretty sure across the board for Exxxotica, you cannot show your nipples. So at the bare minimum, you have to wear pasties uh, for your boobs. But down there, you have to cover for sure.
Yeah.
So anybody can wear lingerie, but then you have to have something in between that lingerie to cover your nipples. So, and then down there also to have something covering your down there. But that's overall across the board for Exxxotica. Now, are there people who push the limits? Of course, they do. And then some of us too, we want to dress up. Like when it's Halloween time, I always just dress up as whatever character I want to dress up to. So it just depends. But like I said, Exxxotica's rule is no nipple showing. So they do provide the pasties if you don't have any.
You've learned a lot, I'm guessing, from Exxxotica. So what are the tricks that you do in terms of just being comfortable? When I mean that, like, well, you know how it is. First time you're at Exxxotica or Avian, you're like, ah, well, great, you're wearing your high heels. Then the second time around, I was like, yeah, that didn't feel good. My feet were killing me here. So, like, what do you do basically to make yourself comfortable so you're not, the next day going, my feet are killing me. I need a foot bath. Does somebody get me some ice and some vodka? Not in that order.
I don't think there's anything I can do about that. I know for sure that those 3 nights, my feet will be swollen. So I just have to put them on Epsom salt at the end of the evening. I soak it and then I elevate it at night. Otherwise, during the time I'm there, we do have some seats. So we sit down every so often. Or sometimes at the end of the night, we just toss our shoes and just go barefoot or whatever we're wearing on our feet. Just to be comfortable. So it really just depends on you. I mean, I wear my shoes the whole time. I do sit down every so often, but then the adrenaline is going that you don't even notice it until it's the end of the night when you take off your shoes and you finally walk in your regular shoes and be like, oh no, I bet you I can't feel my toes right now.
Now, as you said, you're doing all this here, and on top of that, you're doing now new video on demand. So, tell me about that. Like, how did you come up with it, and why now? Why is now the time that you're doing the video on demand?
So I've been in many DVDs out there or video on demand out there, and maybe I have like a dozen right now, but I am probably on the cover at least 2 or 3 times only. And so when I go to these expos, my fans are looking for the ones that I'm on the cover. And there's only 3 options. So now I decided, hey, you know what? I'm going to go I have so much content out there. I'm going to put out my own and my own series of the ones that I like. So I came up with 4 different things right now that I wanted to really push it for these expos, and hopefully I can get it done on time. The first one was the milker, which is all different kinds of guys, types, sizes, whatever. They're all on my milking table, and I'm milking them underneath. So that's one of the things that I just came up with. The other one is what I call size queen, is because I'm taking all the bigger size. And that's one of my fan favorites. The other one that I'm about to finish is my Naughty Nurse series, where I'm either the nurse or someone else is the nurse, and there's a storyline behind the whole DVD itself or VOD itself. And the one that I'm working on right now are my Naughty Maids, which is a lot of talents and maid outfits, either myself or other talents. So those are the things that I'm working on. 2 of them came out already, the milker and size queen, and I'm still working on the other 2.
How much pride are you taking off this? That you are now in charge of everything? Because most people I talk with in the industry, it's like, that's always the plan. Like, eventually we're going to move away from shooting for companies. We want to do our own thing. We want to, be able to get like residuals and all that. It never happens. You're doing it the opposite way. You've decided, okay, I'm skipping Venati Americas, Nebraska. So I'm going to just do my own thing here. How much do you enjoy that you're your own boss? That there is nobody telling you, oh, you got to do anal this time, or hey, we got to shoot for you this time, and you got to do that. Like, you control everything, and you are the master and the commander.
It's always been my goal since I first started. Of course, I want to shoot for Brazzers. I want to shoot for Naughty America. I just haven't been called for one, but maybe I'm just not the type. But I own 90% of my own content. I make them. Sometimes I produce them. Sometimes I'm not even on them, and I just give them the storyline and hire people. And that's always been the goal, is to get to producing, because I'm not young, I'm getting old. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be in front of the camera, but I also want to be behind the camera as well. So when I first started this, I know that the end goal will be me producing either myself or other people. So I'm just trying to kind of get to that right now, while I can still either act or still be part of it, and going towards me producing this stuff. So I'm very proud of that, because in the 4 years time, I feel like I've made such progress at this point.
I remember we talked to you last year, and one of the things I know was with you is you become a mother figure to a lot of younger girls you shoot with there.
Yeah.
How tough is it sometimes, though, when you hear them and what they're going through, and you want to help them, but they can't, because it's just they haven't lived that life yet. You've been through the whole thing. You've had the boyfriends, I'm guessing, the clingy, hangers on, all these bad relationships, because everybody goes through them.
Yeah. Yes.
And you know what to look for, and yet they still don't. How tough is that trying to explain to them like what to do, what to avoid, and they still just go like, "But I love him. He's my boyfriend. Oh, you're my guy."
Well, first of all, I always tell them, I don't want to impose, as always. If you need some advice, I'm always here. And when you're ready, then I'll be ready for you always. I think a lot of the talents right now, they just need someone to listen to them, not necessarily advise them. And so I'm always just being the ear for them. There are some who ask for advice, and there are some who wanted to hear what my life story is, and how I'm going with my life, and how my life is going right now. And I just tell them my story, and we all go through phases. And I just explain to them that you're going through a phase right now. You just let it go and just move on and just keep going forward, but also remember to go back and look at what you've done or what you haven't done, and just make sure that you do better next time. It's hard because a lot of the young ones are mostly on their own now. There's not that mother figure for them. And so I try to be there for them as much as I can. But, I'm only one. There's a lot of them out there. So I just try to help as much as I can.
Who helps you out? And how tough is it for you sometimes to be Krystal, not Krystal Davis? Because everybody has these expectations. Everybody thinks, you're this and that, and I'm guessing, like, who do you go to, or who do you have people that you can go and look and just even say, look, I've had a bad day. Look, I'm stressing out. I'm having anxiety here because I'm doing all these projects. I feel I'm losing myself here. Do you have your own people that you can just go, look, I need to vent. I'm not Krystal Davis. It's just Chris.
I do. I mean, my family is always supportive of me. My husband is, my daughter, my sons, my family is the best. They know what I go through. They understand the things that I go through. But I also have a couple of friends in the industry who I would either talk to or vent to, and things like that. I have Aubrey Black, Jenna Love, I had Fitsid. All of those people are my go-to people if I just needed to just vent to, and just be, yes, Krystal, but they know the real me as well. So it's good to have one or two of those around.
Most relationships don't, it's bad enough. It's bad enough, relationships are tough in general. Now you're in the adult industry where, let's face it, most people, as a joke is, there's three things you don't share: your woman, your car, your French fries. Not that order here. How does he handle it? I mean, what is it about your husband that you love him, even though you've been shooting all these great sex scenes with, some beautiful men, beautiful women? At the end of the day, what is it about him that you just go, I still love him. He is my husband. I can't live without him.
I think before I even got into the industry, you have to have this foundation and a stable relationship. My husband and I have been together for 16 years, and we know each other. He knows me very well, that however much I'm out there working and having all these wonderful guys, beautiful women, and all that stuff, that my heart still belongs to him, regardless of whatever I'm doing. So he knows that. And I always say that to him. I always say, I have all these nice cocks, babe, but yours is my favorite still. So
how does he handle all this now? Because with all the stuff you're doing, the time gets shorter for you. And how do your kids handle? Because you're trying to squeeze two careers or three careers. You're trying to be a dutiful mother. You're trying to be a loving wife. You're also trying to be a media mogul. And we talked about it last year, and even now with this year, it's going to be even tougher because hey, you have more opportunities. Hey, you're doing your own VOD. You're shooting for other companies. How do you avoid one life taking over and sacrificing the other? How do you avoid Chris from losing out to Krystal Davis because hey, you got to do editing, shooting, video, and all this, and you start going, oh crap, I missed my kid's recital. Oh crap, I can't go to my dinner for this week with my husband. Like, how do you find the time to satisfy everybody?
I think it has to do with teamwork. My husband and I are a team. He does a lot of my things as well. He does some of my editing. He does some of my social media when I'm traveling. So he and I, we have our time as a team for my job, and also as a team as parents. We make time for family, that's for sure. We do movie time, we do shopping time, we do cooking time with the family. Any time that I am not working, I spend it with my family for sure. Yes, sometimes it can be tough to find that balance. Sometimes, especially when I'm traveling, it's hard to be with them, of course, and to just be involved with their lives. But we do phone calls, we do FaceTimes, whatever communication we can have when we're away. We always find that balance, or we kind of schedule things when I'm home so that I can always be a part of everything. So, it's just a lot of communication, a lot of coordination, but also all the members of my family are all helpful and always flexible with everything, because they know that this job can be demanding, but also there's a need to be flexible. Like if I had a shoot and then it got canceled, oh okay, we could do this now instead, kind of thing. So they're very understanding of that, and it takes a lot from them to be a lot more understanding with my time. But I also make sure that when I am off, or when I'm not doing anything, that I involve myself in all of their activities or events.
Last question, we'll let you go. You mentioned before you want you're not going to be doing this for forever, but eventually you're going to step out of a camera. And I'm guessing you want to have your own production line and start doing more shoots on location.
Yes.
More more scenes where there's dialogue. Branch it out. So how do you go about getting the funding for that? And how do you and your team go about getting people who are going to invest going, look, this is a good investment here. You invest this money, I will make your money back. Especially, doing, video, porn where things change on a drop of a dime. All of a sudden you're on OnlyFans.
Yes.
Next thing you know, you've been kicked off OnlyFans. It's
Yes. I have not thought of it that big just yet. Everything that I'm doing are still in a small scale. So I'm able to, whatever I make or whatever I'm making, I'm able to put some part of it back into that funding that you're talking about. So because it's still just small scale, I'm able to do that. So with what I'm doing right now, I always try to put some away for later, for projects or for things that I'm going to want to produce later on. So that's what I'm sort of doing at this time. Maybe later on, when it's more firm that this is all I'm going to be doing, then maybe I'll start looking for someone who wants to fund it. But those are just so easy to find. There's a lot of people now who wants just content creators or who wants to invest in porn, which is nice. But I also want to kind of just do it mostly on my own instead of depending on other people, because that sometimes too can be very tricky when you have other partners involved.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, we are proud to have here once again, the return of Krystal Davis. So before we let you go, Krystal, where can fans hit you up at? Where is, the Instagram, the OnlyFans, the website? Like, where can fans contact you at?
I am on Twitter at Krystal Davis XXX. OnlyFans is also Krystal Davis XXX. For Instagram, it's Krystal Davis XO. My website is www.krystaldavisxxx.com. You can find me in Pornhub, ManyVids, OnlyFans, X videos, all of the other platforms that you can even think about. I'm in there.
Krystal Davis, ladies and gentlemen, once again, always an honor, pleasure having on the show. We come back. Stay tuned for more great action coming up once again, only on It's After Hours, only on the After Hours YouTube.